MGF Customs / reviews.
Hey, what's going on guys, it's Michael MGF, and today I'm going to be doing my very first LEGO Far Cry 3 custom minifigure showcase video. And Far Cry 3 is a video game that I myself found very intriguing, actually picked up, and I absolutely love the game, so I decided to make these 3 characters to start off. And quick question for you guys. This is definitely not the last of my Far Cry 3 minifigures. I really enjoy making them because all the characters in the game are really cool. So let me know. My next showcase video on Far Cry 3 minifigures will more than likely have 2 or 3 minifigures in the showcase video. And I want to know, what do you guys think should be those 2 or 3 minifigures? Leave a comment below. Would it be Citra, Dennis, anyone? Just leave a comment below. I'd love to know. Give me some ideas, see what you guys want to see. But anyway, to start off here, we've got Vaas, Jason Brody, and Liza. So these minifigures are completely custom painted, no decals, no nothing, and Vaas and Jason are both equipped with custom brick arms weapons. Actually, Vaas's pistol isn't customized, but Jason Brody's AK-47 is painted, but we'll get into all of these little details right now. So we're going to start with Jason Brody, and Jason Brody, he might look simple compared to other work I've done, though he is accurate, and just something about the color I use for his shirt, which is also accurate, really makes me fond of this minifigure. And few credits to go out here. Nasty from Flickr was the one who I was inspired by to add the sleeve effect on the arms. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's like this little sleeve effect here, and what those are, they're actually all-purpose pieces of all-purpose labels glued on and then painted, you know, to represent sleeves. And that was originally his idea on his Jason Brody, so credit goes to him. Link to his Flickr photo stream will be in the description below. But as you can see, this Jason Brody is pretty much, like I said, dead on accurate, about as close as you can get, or at least as close as I just wanted to go. You can see the shirt is not just a standard dark blue shirt, it is actually completely painted, and that continues onto the back there. His hairpiece, you guys know what that hairpiece is, not much to say about it, but it is definitely the best choice for Jason Brody's hair. You can see I have a pocket on the left leg there. His shoes are painted in brown, and then you can see, let me go ahead and show you the shoes actually. The shoes do actually go all the way around, and you can see there is a rip in his pants, and this little detail here, I don't actually know what it is, but I did add it in. And what's really cool is that his shirt actually continues onto his belt, and if you can't see what I mean, I'll go ahead and pull it off real quick for you. And there you go, you can see it pretty much adds a really kind of realistic effect to the figure. And then the weapon he is equipped with is the Brick Arms AK-47, but I added some brown sections with, of course, I painted it. You can see there it definitely makes it look more like an AK-47, and without it, it's a little odd. You can see I did actually add some flesh tone right there, representing his V-neck on his shirt. His face is obviously an Indiana Jones face, but you may or may not be able to tell, but I did actually enlarge his pupils right there. His belt, which is right beneath his shirt, does continue all the way around, and it is painted in tan. I'm not actually talking about the belt piece, I'm talking about the belt I painted onto the belt, so beltception. But there is Jason Brody, an all-out amazing main character for Far Cry 3's single-player campaign.
You. Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Now Vaas, where to begin with this guy? Man, I put a pretty decent amount of work into this guy. Obviously it's not as much work as I would put into like a Halo figure or anything, but it was definitely a lot for what he is. You wouldn't expect, you know, just basic straps and basic leg detail with zippers would be that difficult. I mean, of course, for what I do, it wasn't essentially difficult, but I'm surprised that it took as long as it did. But anyway, as you can see, I painted quite a bit on him, and just to clarify, a little white smear there and these little black smears, those are actually on purpose, as I did try to make this again as accurate as I could. you can see his mohawk was originally a Lego minifigures Series 4 punk rocker mohawk. So obviously I had to perform a heavy amount of modding. I actually went through about 3 of these mohawks before I got it to look like this, and I definitely think it looks pretty decent. And his face, just to clarify, like I said, all these minifigures are completely custom painted. Nothing on them that you see that is out of the usual is not painted. His face, you see, Vaas is a really iconic villain, and everyone likes Vaas, so I was kind of worried that I wouldn't get this right and that I might disappoint some people, but I just went for it, and I think I really pulled it off. And you can see I added a smirk, kind of a facial expression, because I really wanted to pull off the kind of psychopathic, expression to really portray that mad level of madness in this character's actions in the video game. And you can see his beard is also painted there, his eyebrows. I have his scar going all the way around, and then of course it cuts off at his mohawk because you really can't see beyond that point. And then I have the really nice shaved effect going all the way around the back, and of course it stops right there on the front, but it definitely makes this figure look really nice and definitely steps up the level of quality when it comes to accuracy and character representation. You can see his arms there. I do have his more detailed there, as you can see there. I don't know why I'm having a brain fart, but you can see I have his strap going all the way around on his back there, and his straps are outlined in a black color. I have flesh skin tone exposed right here, 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 and here, and that is to represent the shirt that he wears. And when you pull off the head, you can see I do actually have his necklace there, which has his little pendant right there. You can see it's there painted in a light metallic green color. And putting his head back on here, you can see his wrist. This wrist right here does actually have a little the necessary details, and there's actually a black line going through that little dark red section there. His pistol is just a standard M1911 Brick Arms Colt Brick Arms pistol, and you can see his legs were definitely, it took me a little bit of thought, but I eventually came up with this concept because what he wears on his legs is definitely a little bit different, but I'm really glad that I managed to portray it in a kind of three-dimensional like manner, and I didn't just paint them on. And I'm really glad with the way they turned out because they have all kinds of little details. As you can see, you have the yellow markings, red markings, black markings, everything to really make them look like what they are in the game. And those are glued on, and it does prevent some posability, but honestly it was necessary and worth it. You can see his boots are painted in a dark brown color, and I did actually weather them in with some black to really make them look dirty, and I definitely think it worked really well. And you can see I do have his zippers unzipped right there, and that is also accurate. He seems to always have his the zippers on his pants unzipped for some reason, just the way how Vaas is. But then that's really it for Vaas. Not much else to him. I pretty much explained everything, and honestly, I am really happy with the way this figure turned out. And now we have Liza, Jason Brody's girlfriend, and you can see this figure does also have the same sleeve effect that Jason did. And what's really the main focus of this figure was all of the weathering she has, because there is dirt all over her clothes in the game, and you can see I really tried to express that. I couldn't put on enough dirt. I mean, you look at certain renders and certain concept arts of the character, and there is a lot of dirt on her clothing, and especially also on the shirt underneath her jacket, and it's just quite a bit of dirt. But I did actually manage to put on a decent amount, not too much to the point where it really looked terrible, but enough to where it would look accurate. And you can see I do have the pouches on her jacket there. I do have flesh exposed underneath her shirt, and I do also have the flesh on her arms. That is actually painted. You see Jason's arms, that's actual real Lego flesh color, but on Liza here I did actually paint on this flesh for her wrists. And then you can see all that does continue to the back, and I do actually have her scarf right there, which is pretty nice. I honestly will do better, but I really wanted to get this showcase out for you guys, so right now that scarf is almost temporary, but I guess it works. As you can see, it does also have some dirt and some weathering effect on it as well. You can see her hairpiece it was kind of annoying because her hair, you see, this is almost accurate, but the bun should be down here, and then it would be accurate. And honestly, this is kind of like a Sarah Hill, I think that's her name, or Agent Hill from the Avengers. This is kind of the proper hairpiece for her, but like for Liza, it's not ideal, but it is the closest thing you're gonna get. I'm not a sculptor yet. I'm not really not that good enough at sculpting to where I could just sculpt out a hairpiece. So I decided to go with this, and her face is actually an Elizabeth Swann Pirates of the Caribbean face that I painted the eyebrows and lips on, and then you can see her pants are actually sand green legs that I painted her more weathering and dirt, and then her boots are actually like a orangey brown color. They're really beat up and really dirty in the game, and they were originally brown, but it's almost like they got some orange, like clayish color on them, and it's just these characters, they really get beat up in the game from everything going on. They're just Americans who get kidnapped and almost sold into slavery. But anyway, yeah, so that's about it for these 3 figures, so let's go ahead and finish up this video. So that's about it for this showcase video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the new take. I usually just mainly focus on Star Wars and Halo minifigures, but I decided that this year of 2013, any video game, any film that catches my mind that I decide I want to make a custom minifigure inspired off of, I am going to do a showcase video and expand basically the varieties of the figures I make. So I really hope you enjoyed, and like I said, if you did, leave a like below, and I'd love to hear your opinion, and what figures, again, leave a comment below, what figures you think I should put in the next showcase video. It could be any character from the game, as long as it's not just like a standard like Rocky Ass Soldier or something, as long as it's a main character. Like I said, Citra and Dennis are good examples, or perhaps Hoyt, just random characters, not random, but main characters are definitely preferred. So I'd love to hear your opinions on that in the comment section below. And I know this must have been a good treat for those of you who are Far Cry 3 fans, because I know I am, and it was really fun to make these minifigures. And I do not sell my minifigures. For those of you who don't already know, these figures take immense amounts of time to make, and it's just way too costly to make as well. And all the effort I put into each one would be just ridiculous for me to just mass produce. And honestly, I wouldn't have a life if I had to just continuously make these. So I am really sorry to those of you who would really like to pick these up. I mean, I know if I were in your position, I definitely would, but it's just, I am just incapable. But I'm just kind of here to show you, it's kind of like a show and tell basis, I guess, if you will. But anyway, that's about it, guys, and I'll see you later. All right.
Bye.